welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, a 60/40 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
I'm Alex Midway, and welcome back to all the listeners, even if you're listening to us in a Palantir office. We missed you.
Yep, you and that one lady. So we do speak to the masses.
Yeah. Something kitchen, oven kitchen.
Something, yeah. Our dragon lady would never freaking stand for that kind of talk, and neither will I.
Fair enough. Someone's getting married soon. He's got to get used to a role.
Also correct.
So 420 was yesterday, so I hope everybody celebrated it. It's I don't know. It's more than just the anniversary of a Columbine shooting. It's apparently a big smoke day, which is weird. Like, two big days like that. Like, what do you remember 420 as? Like, ooh, school.
Well, I remembered, and yeah, it was a rough morning. Did not want to get up today.
I mean, it only gets like that as the week goes on, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I think I may have celebrated a little too hard, honestly, last night.
With the marijuanas?
Yeah. Normally I'm pretty good to go, but I think I had too much of a very undescript milligram on a frozen chocolate bar, and whatever it was definitely too much. I was still a little groggy driving in today.
Okay. See, I was under the impression that unlike alcohol, like weed, you wake up, you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, most of the time that is true. But yes, the non-specific milligrammage definitely got me. So be careful out there, guys.
It's tough buying from the drug dealers instead of actually reputable places with numbers on it.
I was given a gift. I thought people were my friends, and it turns out you really got to just, if somebody says take half, be like, I'm going to start with 1/5.
Yeah. Shut up, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like somebody going like, I'll get the next round, and you have to specify, do not order a 4 horsemen.
Well, if you don't, then it's open season. It's very simple.
Our friends are savages.
Yeah. So you sound like you may have been tricked, and that's going to lead us into our little who said it thing. And here's the quote. I'll be tormented for a long time by the fact that I played a role in getting Donald Trump elected. And I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people.
Now, just closing my eyes listening to your words, I'm picturing like a navy blue blazer, like the most effeminate haircut you can have as a 50-year-old man. And I'm going to say veneers, like big shiny teeth. Was this Tucker Carlson?
It certainly was, actually.
Oh, man, it's getting bad that just listening to words, I can already picture people's faces immediately.
Well, I mean, a lot of MAGA has been coming out and be like, I didn't vote for this. I didn't see this coming. It's like, really? Did you watch any of the debates?
Yeah, saw a quick post saying, you don't go to Taco Bell and order diarrhea. Like, this is what happens after you got what you elected. This is 100% you, and this is your doing. You should have this mark of blame on you for the rest of your life.
I mean, at least someone was starting to see it, but I honestly don't know if they're doing it just for clicks, or as soon as, like, Trump says, like, it's different. Like, well, now it's different. Like, we need to re-elect him again a third time, like, first.
I personally believe that everyone and their mother jumped on. They were like, look at all these idiots, and supposedly they're willing to contribute money to anything. And now that grift is slowly getting pointed out and is coming up empty, yeah, I think you're seeing everybody try and jump off the ship that they were so proudly riding on earlier, and I refuse to let them. I don't care.
It's like the dudes, like guys like all the way in Florida, he's like, Mom Donnie instituted a tax on secondary homes in New York City that are worth more than $5 million. Like, you live in Texas, you live in a trailer park, none of this concerned you. Like, but I'm angry about it. Like, God.
Yeah, the making under $50,000 a year crowd loves themselves some billionaires and cannot believe what we would do for these people.
We simp so hard for the rich and they do nothing back. It's like the hot chick at the prom and you're like on the debate or like the math team. You're like, oh, I'm going to get her. Like, not a chance, my guy. Not a chance.
That's pretty apropos because Republicans have absolutely gaslit themselves into believing they're good at math and economy. And turns out, statistically, you are not.
Why do you think we're banning immigrants?
We don't want those people that that feed into our tax systems with zero takebacks. Like,
What
those are
the
the ones we need to get to leave. That's so simple.
what the hell? We got to join the military now? Like, and he's doing a lot more wars. Like, uh-oh.
And they already walked back. Guys, we're gonna have to bring some people over the border to work these farms now that I've cleared them all out.
Like Larry the Cable Guy had a whole skit on it. He's like, I can't wait till like white people take over. It's like you're in a Motel 6, like you hear a knock on the door, boom, service. Like you never hear that. They're not taking. If you get beat out by a guy who hopped a fence and came to this country without even a pair of socks, maybe do better in life.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe learn how to hustle like that guy because it seems like you're resting on your laurels.
That dude's working. Like he got into this country, didn't get caught, and now he's working like picking strawberries in a hot S field. Like that's not a job you want. Like
Yeah,
go do roofing for a day. Come back to me. Let me know if you want to get into that market.
yeah. And it could just be that we don't have microphones on that section of the world. But also, don't see any of those people complaining about what billionaires are doing. Like, it's almost like they were the perfect person to feed money into the system with no take back out of it. And you somehow decided to villainize those people. So now you get a bunch of middle classers that are like, hey, wait a minute, why is this rich guy not paying taxes? Oh,
Now you're
time to go to war with the Ram.
Yeah, but speaking of simping for the rich, let's kick it off with Tesla. It's 387, went to 386. It went a whole lot higher, but it's coming down, and because there's an earning cost tomorrow. And Wall Street estimates that they're going to make about 22.3 for the first quarter. And Tesla went ahead and just put out their own analysis, like, yeah, we're probably looking at 21.4. And this is a great time. Anytime there's a market call or earnings call coming up with Tesla, I always want to bring up that the market cap, all the stock that Tesla has sold and what its combined worth is $1.21 trillion. And it is a company that will not break $100 billion in this entire year. And it's valued at $1.21 trillion. And it's also pivoting away from cars into the market of AI. So do with that information what you want.
Yeah, the stock market's a giant scam. I can't tell you any better. I can tell you the fact that Tesla is pivoting into AI makes me feel much better about AI. With every possible resource at his fingers, the best Elon could come up with was Mecha Hitler that would just say anti-Semitic things online and not do Skynet. So yeah. If we're going to let somebody be the world leader in AI, I'd rather it be the guy who fails at everything.
I don't know. Mecha Hitler's starting to seem like he's a farseer of what's going on with this country. Again,
Well, APAC hasn't sponsored us yet, so I'm going to say yes. Yes, he was right.
I haven't seen a country pee away so much goodwill in such a short amount of time as Israel has. It is amazing and sad to watch.
And only you, BB, and your endless resources we pay for by advertising on our podcast can get us to change this narrative.
Even that, yeah, we're walking in empty elevator shafts. But
yeah,
let's move on to Honey Badger Stand. There's a bunch of it this morning. We missed a lot over a weekend, and Ukraine went ahead and hit 2 landing crafts out in Crimea, and each one of those worth is $150 million, and they're using, again, cheapo drones. And Russia responded by hitting residential buildings in Kiev. So both military targets and much of the same.
Yeah, one of these days, Zelensky's got to stop dressing up his tanks as like apartment buildings.
Look, just old folks' homes which are painted as T-90s.
Yeah, it's one of these days they'll stop doing that and putting all these citizens that Putin would never just go after because he's a sociopath. One day we'll get it right.
So, U.S. Treasury Department, though, on our end, on Friday, extended its pause on sanctions on Russian oil shipments to ease a shortage from the Iran war. So, just to recap everything, we started a war in the Middle East, we lost a bunch of U.S. troops, costed the taxpayers billions of dollars, negotiating essentially the same thing Obama negotiated, except now they're thinking about adding $2 million per tanker, and we're also in the process of easing up Russian oil as a way to, I don't know, help Russia.
Yeah, it's almost like our president is compromised and just sort of willy-nilly letting them build back up their war chest. I This makes no sense to me. And I'm hoping the EU will do something about it now that Orban's not there to gum up the works.
Still technically there, I think. It's kind of in a transition time. But did you hear the study? And I mean, it's nothing new here, but they looked at a couple like traders on Polymarket, and there's one guy with 11 hits. Like each one of them hits, and it's each one of them within minutes of a policy coming out.
Oh yeah, it was. I think it was Kalshi, and yeah, that guy's like
Yeah,
11 for 11. Has made like $1 billion already,
it's wild.
and it's some like intern at the White House, and just these people don't just run their mouths constantly. I can't
It's
wait to find out
Eric.
it's a nobody.
It's Eric Trump, baby. So still a nobody, but not an intern.
I would have been 14-0, but I was chewing on my phone through 3 of them. So
All right, so we talked about the Druzhba pipeline a long time ago. It's the pipeline that essentially keeps, it gives out oil to Hungary and Slovakia, who are still under Russian teat. But Ukraine went ahead and said, all right, we went ahead, did the repairs, and can you guys give us a loan to stay alive now? Orban was blocking it because the Druzhba pipeline wasn't fixed. Now, this also follows up, and it kind of points out the Ukrainian humor, and it's a dark sense of humor, and they are shining with this. So Zelensky comes out and he tells the EU, he's like, yeah, man, the pipeline's been repaired. Now we can let the oil flow to the people who want it. And in unrelated news, Ukrainian drones struck an oil pumping and dispatch facility in Russia's Samara region overnight. And that facility is part of the Druzhba oil pipeline. So they went ahead and opened it and be like, well, we're still blowing the F out of it.
yeah, absolutely. Why not? It's not his fault they didn't add that second part into, like we're holding up the money until this pipeline's fixed. Like it's fixed. Now we're gonna Waco this bad boy.
I mean, it ain't broken on our end.
That sounds like like the way I would handle a problem. Like I will do exactly what you said, and then I'm going to do everything that you forgot to add in.
I'll open a garage door, but I'm slashing the tires.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on you for doing assumptions this time.
So, Berlin also went ahead and summoned the Russian ambassador to condemn what it called direct threats against targets in Germany. So last week, what's it called? There's a Russian Ministry of Defense. They went ahead and They published a list of about 21 companies, and they said like these companies are working with Ukrainians, and they're fair game. And their exact words are, the European public should not only clearly understand the underlying causes of the threats to their safety, but also know the addresses as well of a location of Ukrainian and joint companies producing UAVs and their components for Ukrainians in their countries. So they essentially put 3 German firms on there. They said these things are greenlit to be targeted. And the German's like, no. This ain't America, buddy. Like, why don't you come in for a nice talk at the principal's office?
Yeah, it is really nice after trashing Europeans my entire life to see that it turns out they're the ones with the balls this entire time.
It's wild. We had like Team America. Like, we had all this pride of it. Like, we get this fat blob in office. Like, we're just going to go ahead and simp for Putin. Like, you suck.
Yeah, it's I'm glad someone else has balls. I appreciate it. Signed, the world.
Yeah. But Russia would not stand silent, and the FSB accused a woman found with a bomb in her backpack of taking part in a plot hatched by Ukraine. And, I mean, they're checking all the boxes here. So they're like, yeah, it's evil Ukrainians trying to bomb Russian infrastructure in the city. Go ahead and Google that real quick. It's a town called Pyatigorsk. Pyatigorsk. And if you take a look at it, it's on the effing border with Georgia, and it's ways away from Ukraine. But yeah, let's go ahead and blame the Ukrainians for everything.
Yeah, have not seen Suicide Bomber from Ukraine yet. They've just been kind of well thought out and figuring out the best ROI in all of military history. But yeah, sure. A lady not remotely close to Ukraine is probably just a plant of theirs.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes out, and it checks like all the boxes. So if you take a look at it, the FSB stopped the Ukrainians And it's down by the Georgian border again. They said it's an evil Ukrainian woman. Ukrainians recruited a German woman born in 1969 with 3 pounds of TNT. And then the awesome FSB went ahead and stopped everybody. And just a little background info, the Russians aren't exactly over WW2. And honestly, I can't blame them. They took a lot of losses on there. It's this thing of patriotism down there. They definitely helped contribute to the end of Nazi Germany. If anything, it's by being bullet sponges because the government did not employ the troops. But anytime they want to, like, it's our freedom fries. Let's put it that way. Like, the rallying cry down there is WW2, and our thing was freedom fries, just to put it in perspective. And if you ever, like, mentioned sauerkraut out there, like in Russia, and it's, like, what's it called? The corgi meme of what it's doing flashbacks of Vietnam. Like, it's exactly that down there.
All right, so I'm going to take Russia off of my places to open my curry ketchup business.
It's not going to end up well.
Well, I can appreciate a country that holds a grudge, but, you know, at this point, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm so pro-Germany on this one. Just, somebody's got to stand up to this gremlin.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but they kept going at it again, and Russia's not exactly a country where you can do a lot. Down here we can still, for now, actually draw the president in diapers, and the cops can't club you on the head. But in Russia, they'll lock up a grandma who's calling for peace. So if you doubt me on this one, go ahead and Google Yelena Osipova. She was a survivor of the siege of Leningrad in WW2, and she got yoked up in a protest. And they put her in a cop car. But they keep blaming everything on Ukraine. Like, anything that goes wrong with it, it's always Ukraine. And in 2024, there was a massacre in a music hall. And the Ukrainians the Russians yeah, it's Ukraine and maybe ISIS. And this is the one time, like, I remember this because even we warned them. Like, the CIA came out and he's like, hey, man, there's our chatter. You guys are about to get involved. Like, no, we're not. And then afterwards, ISIS comes out. They're like, we bombed your children and we bombed your people. It's like, what about the Ukrainians? Like, it was all us. They're like, how do they gonna tell the real truth on this one?
Yeah, but how do you trust ISIS? You know, you can't take them at their word.
They're just trying to claim all the credit. Like, one thing about those beheadings, those guys are pretty honest about what they have, like, in mind. Like, there's no, like, double entendre at the beheading.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of sly, you know, just slick words coming out and going, yeah, it was them, it was them, it was it. No, they're pretty 10 toes down. It was us. Terrible people, but I think you can kind of trust it.
Like, we own it. We did the planning. Like, this is where we trained our guys. Like, this is what we did. This is a TNT. Like, F it, we'll put up a couple live streams as well while we're doing it. Like, not a Ukrainian in sight, but yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. Clearly Ukraine.
Yeah, but when's the last time you walked out of your house without your phone?
Never.
Yeah.
I am a psychopath with phone, wallet, keys.
Uh-huh. So grab your tinfoil hat because we're about to take a little quick dive. It's federal government launches a broad probe into mysterious disappearances and deaths of top scientists. And they said they haven't found anything alarming yet. And are you ready to hear a quick list of people who are missing?
Sure.
Retired Air Force Major General William McCasland went missing in February. Aerospace engineer Monica Jainto Reza, administrative assistant Melissa Casillas, and they both had security clearance at Los Alamos. Anthony Chavez, a retired Los Alamos worker. Steven Garcia, a property custodian at National Nuclear Security Administration. An MIT physicist, a Caltech astrophysicist were also killed. And a Novartis scientist and a NASA jet propulsion engineer have all been found dead. That is a list so far, and again, let's go ahead back to the top here. We haven't found anything alarming yet.
So, this is the plot to the last Batman movie, right?
It's a plot to any, like, villain movie.
Yeah, this is Bane. They're making somebody a bomb.
Yeah. So, and out of our great state, the representative Eric Burleson pointed out that several of the people left their homes, again, without their phones. And if you ask the president about it, he's like, hopefully, I don't know, coincidence, whatever you want to call it, but some of them were very important people, and we're going to look at it. This guy, anytime he talks about something, he always is the expert on it. when it's something that he did and he doesn't want to do it, like, I don't know, banging a porn star, taking money away from a charity, businesses he's bankrupt, where his kids not named Ivanka are, like, he's always like, I know everything, like, no idea, no idea. Like, and him saying, I have no idea on this, like, I feel like he's got an idea.
Yeah, this feels like something uber shady that I'm sure we're paying for. But all you can really do right now with all that information is just hope they're incompetent enough to like have actually just killed these people without, using them for something different.
It's all right. At least we have Cash Patel in charge, so we'll get to the bottom of this in no time.
Yeah, pin in that.
Like scientific nerds don't live life on the edge. Like you don't own a motorcycle and go for like quarter mile times. Like you don't skydive or like I don't know, man. It's like I'm gonna go draw Beekman or something else or watch some Third Rock from the Sun and just go to sleep early because they're smart and they don't like risky things. And when a
Yeah.
bunch of them start disappearing,
Yeah, they're also not really known for doing the kind of drugs you can OD on,
yes,
or yeah, I don't know. It just I know I'm a dummy and I refuse to leave my go anywhere without my phone. There's not a chance these people way smarter than me are just like, nah, I'll just leave everything I own and walk out of here,
yeah.
never to be seen again.
If this giant tracking device, I'm just gonna leave it here. Also, I don't look at Facebook or any kind of social media. I'm just gonna walk out and never come back. And also, I'm guessing all these nerds stay in touch with each other. And when you find out well, one of your fellow nerds went ahead and died, like you're gonna be making sure that you don't die next.
Yeah, they're all just being held in a bunker somewhere and working on something nasty that I honestly don't want to know about right now.
Yeah. So we'll find out, or maybe we won't find out more about it. But I do want to get into a little feel good segment of the ladies breaking the glass ceiling. As Labor Secretary Lori Chavez de Remer will be leaving the administration to take a position in the private sector. And this is Stephen Chung, the one of the White House press people. Have you seen Stephen Chung's picture?
I have not.
Go ahead and Google it, because he does not look like somebody who is going to be working underneath Trump with all the stuff that he says. But surprisingly, he's there. But he said she has done a phenomenal job in her role by protecting American workers, enacting fair labor practices, and helping Americans gain additional skills to improve their life. Like, there's a message of her leaving in there, but no reason. Would you care to? Yep, that's the guy.
Yikes, how did he get a White House pass?
Chung is spelled Cheung. So, Stephen Chung, Google it for those listening at home. But do you know why she's leaving?
I'm sure it's to take care of a family matter that they're hoping we'll give grace to and pray for.
Her husband has been banned from the department's headquarters amid sexual assault allegations. A criminal investigation is surprisingly has been closed. But Labor Department Inspector General's office has been investigating complaints about Chavez de Remer was having a sexual relationship with a member of his security team and other allegations of inappropriate behavior, such as sending staff to pick up liquor and attempting to use business trips as an excuse for personal travel. I don't know. It seems like central casting this administration.
Yeah, that seems like we might have a new head of the Department of War next year.
Well, she left to go to the private sector, and the Greatest Hits album continues. But she had expressed the desire to go to the UFC fight in Chicago, a Morgan Wallen concert, to see friends and family in various states, and asked the staff to design work trips that would provide openings to attend those events. You're like, yeah, I don't know, I got to do a bunch of work stuff, but make sure I can go to the UFC fight in Chicago in this date.
See, honestly, I have zero issues with that. Like, you have things to do, I get it. You do your job. But it's not like none of us have ever been like, we're going to push this appointment to early Friday morning, and then we're going to clear the rest of the schedule out. I don't blame her for this.
Yes, but me and you do this sporadically. Like,
Well,
her entire calendar is designed like UFC first, and then get me some stupid tool meeting that I can attend just to make sure I can write off the company card.
well, yeah, the job doesn't really, it's not like you're making money off the job. You're making money off the insider trading.
Palsy. Or Poly Market.
Yeah. You think I'm going to give a flying S about the actual job? Make all these people get with me in Ohio so I can see this Morgan Wallen concert.
But I mean, during the time that she was in, what exactly has she done? And during her tenure, her Labor Department announced sweeping deregulatory efforts aimed at rewriting or repealing more than 60 workplace regulations it deemed obsolete. Things that deemed obsolete, including proposals to eliminate a minimum wage requirement for healthcare workers, removing a standard requiring lighting in an active construction site, and reduce health and safety regulations in the mining industry. Because the last place you need a mask to wear is when you're digging for coal, boys.
See, it just sounds like this lady's trying to clear the path so American can get great again. But all these sissies keep crying about we're gonna die if we can't see where we're going in this deep black hole. I remember when this country was built on the backs of real Americans who risked their lives every day in those warehouses and driving trucks and other things. Not these sissies who are like, 40 hours a week. I don't make enough. I can't see.
Like, we want to get guys walking up and down on steel beams again. Like, and again, we're going to be Chinese steel, but still.
When men were men and up and died at 44 years old because of all the health hazards they've been breathing in.
Yeah, back when you could still buy a house for that type of salary, but now you're going to die way earlier before you reach any kind of... Is that how we solve Social Security?
Well, it seems like we already solved it because they upped the minimum age to start pulling from it, and our life expectancy is slowly but surely dropping down.
Yeah, but I mean, if we actually streamline this process and a lot more people die on job sites because, I don't know, lighting in an active construction area, I feel like that might be useful. But if we get rid of that, possibly just speed up the speed at which cranes move, and I don't know, maybe get rid of brakes on cars. I feel like we should get a lot more people out of the system, and a lot of money stays in.
I feel like they're going with the religion route of like, you keep putting in your entire life, but you will get rewarded after you're died, and you can't complain that this was all fictitious.
Your kingdom's in heaven, my boy.
Yeah, your kingdom's in heaven. Your bill is right here. So go ahead and do that before we start garnishing your paychecks.
Yeah. Also, 10% AA back.
Yeah.
So, Amused is also the third cabinet secretary to leave the government in recent weeks, and he fired, in case we don't remember, Kristi Noem and Attorney General Pam Bondi. And what do all three of them have in common? The answer is they don't have. Well, let's see. Is what we don't have something is the actual face that's been just mangled by Mar-a-Lago, but not yet. They might be underway.
Well, all three of these broads also, from what I can tell, did not have penises. And in this administration, buddy, that's just cannon fodder.
I mean, Kristi Noem's husband, though, he had the face, he had the body, and he stood up to pee.
Yeah, you've got giant balloon boobies, but I still am going to trust more of what you're saying than some actual chick.
Like, she bleeds too often.
Yeah, it ain't Women's Month anymore. You're out of here. Hey, you know what? Salutations, happy trails. Don't let the door hit you. This I found a little weird. Last week, Erica Kirk canceled a Turning Point speaking event at the University of Georgia, citing security concerns. The widow ditched the event due to death threats from clearly the demonic left, but luckily was replaced by... checks notes, J.D. Vance. So just in case you missed it, Erica Kirk got death threats and canceled her appearance because her security team said they couldn't safely and securely make sure she walks out alive. So they replaced her with a sitting vice president.
Yeah, but no one likes him.
Agreed, but I mean, aren't we supposed to at least pretend like this guy might run America if something, if cholesterol turns out to be real?
I feel like for president slowly pushing him out this way, he's like, well, now that I don't have a vice president, I have to run again. Like that's not how this works.
Yeah, right before the right before midterms, watch Trump send out JD Vance and be like, "Yeah, yeah, we're gonna send him to Butler, Pennsylvania, and we're gonna run it back one more time. Make sure you stick your head up when the flag drops."
Did you hear about that investigation? There's more and more coming out. Apparently, the bullet in that kid's gun, like that wasn't the same bullet.
So obviously, they're still doing their forensic stuff, but they came across a similar thing with these rifles in the Charlie Kirk investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And that at some point, like when shot from a 30-06 is what they're claiming, I believe in both of these situations, there's enough damage to the bullet that you can't accurately check the grooves, and there's no like true way to line up the guns. Now, I had never heard this before. I was always under the impression that you can pretty much take any bullet and tell what gun it got shot from because of the spiraling on the barrel. But either that was wrong this entire time, or the whole Patsy game isn't getting eaten up by the public anymore. So now they're just throwing S at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Well, if you need to learn about guns and how guns work, movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, really good source of information.
I personally am an SVU guy, but after 25 years of taking down the worst of the worst, Benson's pretty much taught me everything I need from about spiraling from barrels in firearms.
So I'm an expert in this now.
Yeah. So now that I'm an expert now, the same way you guys were with COVID.
Yeah.
F you and your nanobots. It should be worth noting, though, that literally at this UGA Turning Point event, there was literally tens of people that showed up to it, leading many to believe Erica really canceled due to poor turnout, which got amplified even louder when shortly after this event, Turning Point announced they're backing off college tours and heading to high schools near you. So I think, like many Republicans, they figured out the more educated people are, the more they tend to lean left. So they're going to go try and get them younger, just like the cigarette companies did.
It could also be a whole thing like Charlie wasn't exactly friendly to women. Some of his views weren't exactly very nice to women. And now he's dead and his wife's trying to pick it up and like, wait, that's one of the broads he told us not to trust. He's like, why are we going to her show? Like, you built this monster.
Yeah, and we here at 6040 Productions are not telling you that a woman killed Charlie Kirk. We still believe it was Israel, allegedly. Anywho, ever wonder what would happen if you jammed Pete Hegseth into a dryer and put that bad boy on high?
Just a dream of mine.
Yep. Turns out you get a Cash Patel. So old booze bag Cash wasn't just slamming beers with the Olympic hockey team. He may have some deeper issues here that the Atlantic exposed. They reported last week that Cashy Baby has been missing time and acting erratically after rumors of his firing started right after Wham Bam Thanks for Nothing Pam's Bondi's axing. The Atlantic cited specifically an April 10th incident where Patel was locked out of his FBI computer, leading to what many sources called a freakout and several calls to the rest of the Epstein administration asking, what the hell is this? But unlike his predecessors, Cash learned from the best and immediately said this is a hoax and moved to sue the Atlantic for $250 million. God, I hope the Atlantic kept all their receipts and at least found one disgruntled employee ready to corroborate and sink this terrible person.
I do like how they pull these numbers out of their rear end, like $250 million. I mean, if they settled for 50 grand, I'm going like, what in your life is worth $250 million, Cash Patel? Please tell me.
Clearly, his stellar reputation.
Do you think he's only angry that he was fired because he couldn't make to his girlfriend's one of her shows in the actual FBI jet? That's the only reason he was upset.
I 100% believe He's been hitting the sauce like Petey Pablo, and I can't wait until they get an ignition lock on whatever BMW he had to have.
BMWs that we changed out instead of the Suburbans.
Can't believe he spent all that money to armor of BMWs because he wanted to be a little bit more low profile.
Wait, what?
Well, we just report it, man.
When those 6X5s are rolling down the streets with a blinky lights, like, well, that's low key.
Yeah, I don't know how that makes you lower key, but it certainly sounds like we paid for it. So big F you from 6040 Productions and all their affiliate podcast.
And also, why do you want to be low key if you're the FBI? You come into force.
Yeah, I remember reading something somewhere where I believe it was Georgia or South Carolina, just got this brand new Charger, and they whited it out and have like this shiny material on the side that says, whatever police department, that you can't see unless lights hit it directly.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, good luck running from the Ghost, our new speed enforcement car, blah blah blah. And someone from England chimed in and was like, all of our cop cars are bright blue and yellow, so you know where they are if you need help.
Yeah.
Like, huh, what a weird way to look at a job of these people that we pay for.
Like, can we get reunited with our Europe daddies again?
Were they right this whole time?
Did we exit the relationship way too soon?
Yeah, it turns out we've been here banging our chests, screaming USA and bombing erratically everywhere, and they went and got all their stuff together while we were calling them sissies. Ultimate backfire.
We'll see you guys later in the week. We'll see if the truce is still going on. My money's on Israel's going to bomb somebody from now until Thursday or Friday. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm Alex Midway.
Yep. We'll see you on Thursday when Israel bombs Greenland for some reason.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.